Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JKWD podcast. Hope you are having a great day. I'm just being all calm over here, and Kelvin's putting down his cup of coffee like I'm going to do something crazy. Kelvin, how you doing?
I just noticed the look on your face when I put that coffee cup up to my mouth. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Good morning, Mr. Shear. I am fine sitting here in lively Liverpool, New York, where
lively, really?
Yeah,
sure?
there's birds flying and stuff, and we have blue skies. It's not raining today. Fancy that. And feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about living, loving, breathing regular, and waking up every morning. So I'm fine. Oh, and I had my birthday, so I am officially 68 now. Yes.
Right.
And the granddaughter is now officially a toddler who's crawling around the place and pulling stuff off shelves and stuff. So life begins at the end of the infancy.
That's right.
How about you, sir?
I'm doing well. We were recording this a week and a half ago. By the time this is released, I will have run that first half marathon. And we're recording another one before I actually run it. So we'll have a report on that race by the end of the month or so.
All right.
But not anytime soon.
We can always switch them in the middle when you come back, Nah, that's too much.
Well, then we'd have to record one.
Okay. Well, never mind. Let's leave it like it is.
So, yeah. So how I'm doing right now is probably vastly different than how I'll be doing when this comes out and when the next one comes out, because I'll only be doing a little, the only difference will be about a half hour in that one. So I won't make any predictions.
All right.
I have some goals, including a stretch goal. And I actually have to do some math because the goal that I signed up with is going to be too easy.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I guess that's why you need to stretch, huh?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right.
But since I was going to, I'm signed up for 2 other half marathons in the next 5 months. 4 months? 4 months. I don't know. I'll math it later.
There you go.
But my goals for those are going to be relative to the actual finish on this one. So we'll actually have solid, more solid goals for the.
Josh is actively raising the bar. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, for myself.
Good for you.
For myself. We are brought to you today by Vitamin K Daily. Get your daily dose of positive from the Prince of Positive himself. Wake up every morning, Monday through Friday, sometime around 3:30 a.m. Should be at 3:30. Missed a couple this week, but not a week of recording, but not too bad. You've been pretty spot on for the last 4 months or so. With
intention.
However,
well,
however long it's been since I challenged you to.
Sometimes you get this streak, and you just gotta go with it.
Yeah. Monday through Friday, wake up around 3:30 a.m. Get an email with something to think about for the day, how to make your day better, why your day is better than you think it's going to be, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that.
And you can get yourself 4 weeks free if you go to vitaminkdaily.com. It's vitaminkdaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. Let's do the show. Welcome to the Josh and Kelvin World Domination podcast where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go. So, let me know if you've heard this one before. If you master your mindset, you master your life.
I might have heard that a time or two, a couple places. Yeah.
So this is kind of one of your slogans, right?
This is my main slogan. Yeah.
So this is Kelvin's slogan, and you've heard other slogans, right? Cam Hanes says nobody cares, work harder. Joe Rogan says conquer your inner bitch. Jocko Willink says discipline equals freedom. David Goggins says stay hard. Mel Robbins talks about the 5-second rule.
Yeah.
All these things you got to realize. People aren't lecturing you with them. I know that if you're not meeting them or meeting the words, if you're maybe not living up to them and it touches a nerve, it's because you wish you were. But most of the time, the people who create those slogans are using them to motivate themselves. And if it touches you, all the better. Use it for you.
Then we got a tribe, maybe.
But I know a lot of people take it personally when they hear people say that stuff. Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And if it's really bothering you, it probably is for you. But take it on as a self-motivator rather than thinking about somebody there with a whip or a podium.
Yeah. It's not a criticism. It's a method of operation. Yeah, how's that?
Yeah.
I like that.
Is I run, particularly my longer runs, they're in a discipline equals freedom hat. And I've broken down the phrase before. Just say, hey, if you say you're going to do something and you do it, you don't have to think about it. If I have 12 miles on the calendar, the freedom that comes from discipline is I don't have to wonder if I'm going to do that 12 miles. I just know I'm going to do it. If I have a gym session, if I have a 45-minute gym session on the calendar, discipline is just doing it. I don't have to think. I don't have to wonder what I'm going to do. I have all that brain power that was going to go into those choices because I don't know if you've noticed this, but at the end of the day, it gets really difficult to make choices because you've been making choices all day. But if you take away the choice, it gives you more freedom later. That's what discipline equals freedom means to me. So when I look at that hat that I, wear on days when I'm doing hard things, I know, hey, if you do the stuff today that you need to do to prepare yourself for those hard things, you have the freedom to do those hard things and they won't be hard eventually. And you'll have the freedom to do things that are harder or seem impossible now.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's got a slogan. I forget where he got it, but his is the hard easy. You do the hard things now so it'll be easier on you later.
Yeah.
And that is in itself a discipline because somewhere along the line, many of us have been taught, you shouldn't have to work that hard.
Right. Well,
the whole generation of them. But the thing is, you find out later that life's not nearly the walk in the park that we wish it was. And there are things we have to do and have to learn so that we can have an easier time later.
Yeah. And this isn't always about physical activity. I bring it back to physical activity because it's something I do so often. And I'm a fan of sports as well, but
I go up and down my
it's not for everybody.
That's my physical activity.
That's not for everybody. Sometimes the hard thing is raising a child, or you're selling 3 more clients that month, or getting another wedding scheduled, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's entirely different. When Tony Robbins writes Unlimited Power or Waking the Giant Within,
yes,
or was it Awaken the Giant Within? Awaken, yeah. He's not straight out lecturing you to do that. He's recognizing it as something that worked for him, and then he's sharing it, and it seems to connect to an awful lot of people.
And actually most of these guys, I can't say most of them. I haven't read most of them, but a lot of it is also coming from people who have used those principles in their lives. So it's not even just theirs. It's things they have learned from others who have gotten where they wanted to get. And this is what the common denominators are in that group.
Tell me how you came across yours.
Tony Robbins. I actually, many years ago, at this point, I ran across, I was in Sacramento, California, I believe. I was still in the Air Force, and I ran across this book, Unlimited Power. At the time when I picked that book up, because there was another book I'd read prior to that called Power, How to Get It, How to Use It, by another guy whose name just escaped me right then.
But we'll find it for the show notes.
It was more of, using your power, learning how to maybe intimidate people or something like that. So when Unlimited Power came out, Tony Robbins, I'm like, oh, this is gonna really teach me how to get the upper hand. But the first thing I learned about Unlimited Power is it's not power over other people. It is how to develop power over yourself, how to get you to do the things you need or want to do. And that gave it a whole new meaning, because now I'm not worried about manipulating somebody else. I'm worried about mastering my own destiny and my mindset to get the things done that I have determined are important to me. And I read that book and I applied that book, and it was a magnificent book. And everywhere through that book, he's like, this is not me. This is not me telling you what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. This is what I've learned from this person and that person and what I've read here. And I've studied all this stuff all these years. And this is what's happening with people. So he even took that away from him as he told us his story of how he'd failed so many times before he ran across these secrets, or didn't run across them. They may have run across him. But, and then I just started practicing those things. And as I practiced them, I got better. I felt better. I was less dependent on what other people thought. I had my own. And that was by Unlimited Power Experience. And after I finished that book, I liked it so much, I went to the next one, which was Awaken the Giant Within. Now, would that I had incorporated everything that I actually learned. I have not.
And that's part of it, right? If you tell me master your mindset, master your life, you're not just telling me to master your mind. You're not telling me to master my mindset.
Yeah.
You're telling you.
That's an equation.
Right. Yeah. But you're telling you, and you're reminding yourself.
Yeah.
While you pass it along, maybe you say, hey, this is a thing that I've learned. Maybe it'll connect to you. But you're still reminding yourself, hey, Kelvin, master your mindset, you master your life, even though you might be saying it to Josh.
Yeah. And the thing is, at that point, I know when I'm not. The other part of that is that since I haven't implemented it or I didn't hold on to it, I'm not blaming anybody else about my plight in life. You know, another one of mine, and I think I got this one more from Grant Cardone, or maybe Illusions. You know, there's nothing wrong in my life that's not my fault. And that's just a discipline I invoke, because as long as we continue to blame other people for where we are, we just sit there and be a victim, or stand there and be a victim. And according to Illusions, if it's never your fault, you never take responsibility for it. If you never take responsibility for it, you will always be its victim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being a victim. So it's just another lesson, but it's for me. It is for me.
Yeah, it's for you. And then if it connects to somebody else, great.
Wants to adapt, fine. We can have conversations.
Yeah. Michael Korda wrote Power, How to Get It, How to Use It.
Yes. It was actually a good book. It was actually a good book. But
I think most of the books that, if you head over to jkwpodcast.com/books, we got a couple hundred on there, and most of them are good books.
Oh yeah. Pick the one that resonates with you and
yeah, I mean, they were all books that either you read or I read or one of our guests read or wrote.
So that's it. It's what is it we are wanting to do? How are we going to manage ourselves, basically?
Right. And I came across this idea because I kind of felt for a while like people were just coming up with these slogans to try to get them on a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait, no. The reason these connect with people is because the people who put them on the shirt, they really believe it.
That is who they have become.
Yeah. And it's what they've used to get to where they are.
So by the time it gets to you or us, it's just a choice. Do we want to adapt?
And if it doesn't connect to us, it doesn't connect to us. No big deal.
That's it.
Like, you and I have we believe some of the same things, but it doesn't connect to us in the same way. Like, I don't right. Like you said, one of your phrases is, "It's my fault."
Mm-hmm.
And I never liked that. It never connected to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when Jocko Willink explains his extreme ownership, now I get it. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that Eckhart Tolle doesn't connect to me, but other people who teach about the same thing and just say it a different way, they do.
Yeah.
Not everything is meant to connect to everybody, but the people who have gone on to great things, a lot of them believe the same things in different words.
Yeah. And one of the reasons, if you're a person who has a belief, who has something that's affected you, one of the reasons that you might go ahead and make that public is because there's someone that's going to hear it from you, and it's going to affect them when it wouldn't have affected them coming from someone else.
Yeah.
And, that's one of the magic of all this stuff. Because I know some people who are, like you just said, who are just really hard. And I I don't want to hear it the way they're delivering it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, Tony, a lot of people don't like Tony Robbins. I think he's awesome. But some other people say the same things. I also like Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer, I don't think he said a forceful word in his life. When Tony talks with power, Tony talks with power. Wayne Dyer could tell you many of the same things and it would sound completely different. So it depends on the filter with which we listen to things.
Yep. And like I said at the beginning, if you have a severe defensive reaction to hearing something, it's probably irking you that you're not meeting it. So do a little self-reflection on that.
Get rid of the resistance. Yeah, put his book in there too.
Stephen Pressfield series.
That guy, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for listening. Rate, review, and share this wherever you are listening to your podcast, be it Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Stitcher. Or I don't even know what else is out there right now. I think we send this thing to
Anchor. Don't forget Anchor FM.
Well, that's Spotify.
Oh, okay. True enough.
Anchor's the creation tool. Spotify is the listening tool. So yeah, I know. Yeah, we send this thing to like 25 different places. So you're hearing it somewhere. Because if you're not hearing it, then you're not hearing these words, and they're kind of moot to you. JKWDpodcast.com for all your podcast needs. VitaminKDaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. We will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at JKWDpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends. And we will see you next week. Bye. A Better Humanhood production.